New Year lovers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Mide Nancy, and if you're not new here, thank you for coming back to watch this video. This is my first video for 2023. I'm super excited. As you guys can tell, I'm super excited. We made it to 2023. That's a big deal, and it is my prayer that we're going to make it into 2024 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, today's video is just going to be a little bit of everything. So like resolutions, like, you know, bits of tips, plans and ideas, clues here and there for 2023. Also talking about myself, what have I been up to, and how do I cope with like certain things that have been like, you know, happening in life, and just a bit of like introductory video into the year. So if this looks like what you're interested in watching, let's jump right into the video. I think I should just sit back and kind of relax. One moment. I was about to start like posting this year's videos because I have like some content already prepared, but then I just thought of, you know, let me have like a conversation with you guys. Let's just talk. Like, I mean, this channel is about so many things. I'm really not sure how this video is going to roll out because I have like, I want to talk about like, I just completed my first semester of master year 1 in France. If you don't know, I'm an international master's student in France, and I'm currently in my first year. So masters in France is for 2 years and maximum 2 years, and so it's called master 1, master 2. So master 1 is first semester, second semester, and master 2 is third semester and fourth semester. So I just completed my first semester before the vacation, before the holidays, and in the next few days I'm going to resume semester 2, and I don't know how I feel about that. I was just telling myself a few days ago, I was like, why do we have to have school? Why do we have to have work? Why don't we just wake up anytime we want, you know, take breakfast, do sports, you know, step outside, breathe in some fresh air, go back home, talk with your loved ones and watch movies and just enjoy life? Because that's basically almost everything I've been doing for the past 2 weeks holiday. Like, this 2 weeks holiday was, it has been rejuvenating for me, because I was at this point of like, I was breaking. I mean, no one is going to see that because I don't post that on here on the channel, but you know, as everyone that you see that is smiling, they always have like something that they're, you know, going through one way or the other. Maybe not everyone, but most. Anyways, okay, let's start with that. So I'm going to divide this video into 3. Talk about my masters, my first semester, how has it been studying in France, then I move to the next topic. So how has it been? Sorry, my voice is cocky, whatever. How has it been studying in France? I mean, this is my first time studying in France, and I'm also working at the same time, because I mentioned it in like my maybe previous 2 or 3 videos, like my work and my studies and everything. So at the beginning, it was kind of like, it was everywhere. It was just kind of stressful because in my class we are 25 master students. I'm the only non-French person. I'm the only African. My master's is in like translation and interpreting. So basically, that first semester we were doing you know, translation into French, so from English to French. So it favored my classmates while it didn't favor me, because translation is best when you translate into your own mother tongue. So translating into like English would have been like great, but I had to translate into French. And don't forget, when you're, I mean, I'm not here to talk to you guys about translation, so I think I should just stop there. So basically, just to explain to you that it was not easy at the beginning. You know, my classmates knew vocabularies, like lots of things, like, you know, there are vocabularies you use like in a formal context, there are vocabularies you use in a not too formal, not too informal context, and there are vocabularies you use like in the informal context, and there are vocabularies for like slangs. So I mean, in school I studied French. I studied like, I think the formal like ones, and I kind of like, for my own personal studies and research and everything, I know like some informal things, and I've been in France for a while as well, so I've been able to pick few things as well. But like, then you hear something else again, I'm like, what's this? And they say, oh, it means chair. I'm like, how come I never knew this meant chair? So I mean, I'm just learning every day, and I'm super excited that I'm doing what I love. That's why if you're going to be schooling abroad, doing masters or doing your bachelor's or something out of, even in your country, it's important that you kind of do something you love, because when you do something you love, when the challenges come, you're passionate about it, so you'll be able to like, cope, and you'll be able to like move on and be happy. And I don't know if that makes sense. I have a friend in class that's my seat partner, and we always talk. So she's French, obviously, and so she also helps me like at times when maybe lecturer is saying something and we're like typing, because we type, and then I've never heard something before, I can always ask her and she tells me. I just had that one person that I could she could help me. I could also help her when it comes to like English, because we have like a course that the lecturer speaks English. I mean, they understand English, but still at least I feel more comfortable in that. So first semester, at the beginning, it wasn't bad. It was just a whole of, because I had to like do presentations, I had to like catch up with the French system, I had to submit certain things that I've never done before, I had to look for someone to review my work. It was just a whole lot of things going on, but at the end of it, before the end, like I was able to get an hang on it. This first semester was just about me trying to balance work with school. I mean, when I was in Nigeria, at certain times I worked while I was a student, but it was not like a full-time job. It was just little here and there, kind of like maybe a month, 2 months. You get. So this was like a full-time job, we're full-time like master studies, so trying to balance work and school, and also my personal life, because I have other things that I do outside like school and work. So I had to like, YouTube obviously is one of them. Sometimes I tell myself I'm not going to post this week because I have to read or something. So basically that was what the first semester was about, and I'm super excited that I've been able to like master that to an extent. So this next semester, I feel like I'm not really going to struggle. I won't struggle, definitely not. So I'm going to like, I'm just going to attack like everything head on, and I'm going to, way forward. I know what to do now. I know how to, balance my schoolwork, and now I even have more activities that I do. And so basically that's my master's program like update. So at the end of the second semester, which is in April or May, because I have my defense, because currently I'm writing my thesis, so I have my defense in May or June, depending on how fast I am. So my second semester is going to be over, so maybe I'll give you guys an update again about my first year of masters, how it went and everything. So if you're planning to come to France to study, just be prepared. It's not all rosy, it's not easy. Masters or bachelors in France is a lot of work, so you must be prepared to put in all the efforts that you can. So just be ready basically. Moving on to the next topic. Next topic I want to talk about is the importance of having like goals, like just writing like, it's not New Year resolution. Like, okay, New Year resolution, I think it's like, oh, this New Year, maybe for those that smoke, I'm no longer going to smoke, or I won't drink, or I'm not going to like keep late nights, or this year I'm going to study more. I think those are resolutions. But basically, what I do is like, I just write certain things that I think I want to achieve, I want to do for that year, like things that I feel like it's not the resolution. It's not like I've been doing it before. It could be something I've been doing before and I want to change, which is a resolution. But mostly I just write down things that I want to attain. Like in 2021, in my plans, like it's more like my plans, and then I tell God that these are my plans, modify it into your own, let it fit, let your own plans supersede. So if it's God's will, it works out, and if it's not God's will, something better happens eventually. So in my 2021, I wrote that 2022 September, I'm going to start my master's, wherever that master's is going to be, and I already did. So there are some things I just write into, like, you just write these things into existence, and you just believe that something, like, it's going to work out. And basically that's what I always do, and I strongly recommend it. I was looking at my 2022 as a 2021, I wrote this in November 2021, and I was writing it my 2021 wish list and plans and all. And I was looking at it, I always look at it as the year goes by, like this is an old journal, like I finished the pages, but I always have them. So I was looking at them, and I was just looking at how much everything, I don't stress myself over it, like, oh, this has not happened, this must happen. No, I just live my life, and then any day I come back to it, I just see that, oh, I can tick off certain things. Like, I can tick off so many things from the list. I'm now, without actually knowing it, there was something that I've been writing on my wish list and my plans, my year plans and everything from maybe 2021, I guess, when I came to France. Because the fact that everyone could ride a bicycle around me, everywhere I go and I tell them I don't ride bicycle, they're like, what? So sometimes I've missed certain outings and gatherings because I can't ride a bike and they are going to be riding bikes. I don't want to walk while everyone is riding. So I told myself that I'm going to learn how to ride a bike when I start my masters and everything. But with the way this whole masters thing I've just been going, I've not had any time for myself. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped doing so many other things that I would have loved to do. But just this last 2 weeks holiday, it just came up because I told someone about it, that I would really love to learn how to ride a bike, but I don't have time. And the only person that I think I might tell to teach me how to ride a bike is I have a French father figure, someone that I see as a father, and he also sees me as his child, but he's French. So he rides bike everywhere basically. But I know that he only rides bike for pleasure and all, on Sunday mornings. And Sunday mornings is when I go to church. We don't live in the same place actually, but I know that because I've stayed in their house actually for 1 week before. So I know that he rides bike on Sunday mornings, meet up with friends, and they ride together. So I feel like that's the only time he'll be able to spare to even teach me how to ride. And I cannot compromise, I won't go to church because of riding bicycle. So I was just telling this friend randomly, and he was like, oh, he rides bike, and one of these days he can teach me. And I was like, oh, that would be nice. And then when this 2 weeks holiday came just randomly, and it was like, oh, what about the bike you want to ride? We can do it this 2 weeks. I was like, really? Then I drafted out things I wanted to do for these 2 weeks, and I didn't even put it there because I was like, this year is over, I can't learn anything before the end of the year. And I was like, why not? And I was like, that's true, why not? Let's do it 1 hour every day. We had a time, we fixed everything, and I'm like, wow. I was still not sure if I was going to have that class. In my mind, I was still smiling oh my god, I'm going to learn how to ride bicycle 2 weeks before the year ends. Okay, let's see how that goes. So I started learning. That first day was terrible. I told myself, can I actually learn anything at my age? When you want to learn things like bicycling and all, you start when you're a kid. But I never had a bicycle. I never learned. No one ever, there's no one around me who rides bicycle. So basically it never occurred to me to ride bicycle. And I'm happy to say that I successfully ticked that off my list, was a few days ago, because even before the end of the first week I already started riding alone. It was just walking behind me, I was already riding alone. I surprised myself, and I was like, wow. So basically the essence of this story is just to say that there's some things that you might think that you will not be able to achieve, I still have learn how to swim on my list of 2021, and I know that that's crossing over to another year because I'm not even going to have time to swim. I don't even go to any pool, so that one is still there. So I still have lots of things that I haven't ticked off. So don't beat yourself if you are not able to tick off everything, but just know that whatever you want to do, you can do it. When the time comes, the situation and everything will just present itself. Everything is going to work out perfectly. So, but I just recommend writing them down. Now I know what I was able to like tick off, what I was not able to tick off, why I was not able to tick such things off, and if I'm going to roll it over to the next year. So, and as the year also goes by, I also write other things or add to the previous list. So I strictly recommend, like, this is the one for this year. I already drafted it out before the year ended. The one for 2023, actually, I already drafted it out before the year ended. And I mean, I have 12 months. So I'm going to see how disciplined I'm going to be for the 12 months. And also, it's not by my power. I'm not the one that is going to make myself maybe get a job like immediately. I'm going to put effort by applying to several places. Like, let's say there's job search on my list, but I am going to like dedicate most of it to God. That God, these are the plans that I've written out. These are the few things that I wish that I could, accomplish before this year ends. So it is left to you, God, to like, make them work out. So I mean, this is what I've been doing forever. Like, I've always been doing this since I can remember, since I was in high school. Like, I always write down things, and just slowly I'm a big fan of like journaling and everything. So in case you don't do it, make sure you're not hurt or disappointed when you write a whole bunch of things and nothing happens on the list. So I get the point, but sometimes it's just about having faith, because I mean, already we believe in an invisible God, or I believe in an invisible God. That's faith. So what more? Whatever I've written down, I feel like it's just a little it's just a little bit of my faith that is written down here. Like, so exercising faith in sense that you are open and you are trusting God that your efforts and your actions towards accomplishing them wouldn't be in vain, and it would also it will just make plans big. There's sometimes that I write in my plans that, oh, this year, like before I even found myself in France, I just wrote that this year I'm going to learn how to sew. I'm going to start thinking towards going to a fashion school. And next thing, I found myself in France. So it was like I didn't plan it. Do you get? I had something else entirely in my plan for the year, and this just came up, and then I'm in France. And then from France, I mean, I'm not bitter about the fact that I wasn't able to go to fashion school, because I have something better, which was my somewhere I've always wanted to go to as a French student and everything. I've always wanted to visit France, to even stay here for a few months and go back home. Like, I never had plans of staying, studying, or anything. Do you understand? So there's sometimes that God, everything that's coming to my head is French, is like agrandir. Agrandir is to make big. So there's sometimes that God makes your little plans, it just makes it big before your eyes, and you're just like, I'm overwhelmed. Like, I experienced lots of that this last year, and I'm hopeful and I'm anxious for this new year that even bigger things are going to happen right before my eyes. So maybe I would share some of my, not everything obviously because they're personal to me, but maybe just some impersonal ones. I'm just going to share it with you. So this year I just wrote it that in my plans I want to read more books, both in French and English, and some libertarian books, because if you don't know, you won't know. I think on YouTube you don't really know about my academic professional life. I'm a local coordinator for Students for Liberty, and Students for Liberty is an organization that supports liberty worldwide. It's one of the largest pro-liberty organizations in the world. So I'm a local coordinator here in France, and I just feel like I need to, as a coordinator, you have to also think and read books and have knowledge before you know the events to organize. And also, I just put it in my list that I want to read more books. I have tons of books here actually that I have not read, because school academic books are there as well that you have to read compulsorily and write exams on, and make presentations on. So I mean, I don't have the time to read novels when I have school books to read. So, but this year I want to try my possible best to read more books, and so help me God. I also wrote that I want to take my German classes more seriously. So I studied French and a bit of German in university, and here and there I've also like received tutorials, private tutorials of German. So I feel like I don't want that part of me to die, because I don't know when it's going to be useful, or I mean it's actually very useful already. So I just want to take my German more seriously. Yeah, I have like an existing website, but it's been like dormant. And I remember when I went for my internship in Luxembourg, at the end of my internship, my coordinator was giving me some advices. It was just prepping me for the future and what to expect. So he told me that I should go to that website that I linked in my CV and go and engage it and put some. Now, one thing we don't know is that everything that you put in your CV will always be referenced. So the website was there. He went to the website, or they went to the recruiting board before I was chosen for my internship. They went to the website and they only saw my pictures. That was so funny. Like, they went to the website expecting to see like creative writing and things like that, and they only saw pictures, like basically nothing. And for him, it was a red flag. It was a turn off. Like, personally, if he was the only one on the board, he wouldn't have gone ahead with me, because if you link a website in your CV and there's nothing creative, there's nothing on the website, then it's why are you linking it? Why? So it was not fun. It was funny actually, but it's also like stuck. It's also kept something in me. So I feel like I need to like engage in my website and create content in it. I write a lot. Like, my books are filled up everywhere. So why don't I just type those things on my website, or have a blog site or something? But I'm not sure I have that time to run a blog site as well. Also, he also told me, because in my CV I put Spanish as one of the languages I understand, and I put A1. A1 is the level, like the least basic, like just I know basic Spanish, like como te va. I know like basic Spanish actually. So I put it there, and during my interview they started speaking Spanish to me, and I was like, I'm sorry, I only have a beginner, like basic level in Spanish, because I had a Spanish housemate who always like said one or two Spanish things. So he told me that at the end of my internship, that was another red flag for him. I should remove Spanish if I cannot make like common sentences. So if you are going to put a language in your CV, be ready to defend it. So I started taking Spanish classes as well during my internship in Luxembourg. So I feel like I want to also like continue to take, even if it's Duolingo. Duolingo is a mobile application. Even if it's on Duolingo, just continue to take 1 or 2 Spanish classes, or remove Spanish from my CV totally. Also, yeah, for my YouTube channel, I want to like reach my YouTube goal. Like, I mean, not boom, but I just want there to be like growth on my channel. And I'm hopeful to God, and I'm anticipating, because this is something that I love. This is something that I've put my time and effort and money and everything in. So I really hope to see it grow bigger. And so if you're here and you're watching, give this video a thumbs up, because when you do, YouTube realize that people are watching my video and they like what they see. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you haven't. I also said I want to like draw closer to God, be close to God and everything, and always practice and perfect my bicycling. Now I actually ride alone. Like I ride to the gym, I do my workout, I ride back, I ride to my place of work. Like, I can ride as like far as I can go, and anytime I'm tired, like while riding, I take a pause, I breathe in, breathe out, and that has been helpful to me. I think that's everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video helps you, you can share this video, you can subscribe to my channel. That's a way of helping the channel grow, and join this family, because this year is going to be filled with so many amazing content from Mide Nancy. I'm excited as well, and I can't wait to take you on my journeys, because they're going to be journeys this year as well. And basically that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.